we go for the session. So the content here is about strategic management. So probably you might be aware of this heading, what do you mean by management, managing, etc., etc. So my heading is not with management, it's about strategic management. First, let us try to understand what you mean by strategy. Okay. Uh, as of now, instead of having the word strategy in your mind, let us have the word planning. Okay. So which one seems to be easier? Strategy seems to be easier or planning seems for me planning is easier. That's why I'm taking planning. Okay. There is no choice at all for you. For me, planning is easier because in my beginning days, I was worried about what this word actually strategy means. Okay. And when I started defining or when I started finding this definition, what do you mean by strategy? I got this word somewhat equivalent to planning, but it's totally two different words. Okay, you cannot say this planning is what is strategy, what you call as planning. No, it's totally different. So, as of now, instead of strategy, we are going to use the term as planning. So, we know what is planning. You plan. Okay. What is that you plan? Anything you have planned so far? Okay, probably. You can give me a small list. Don't go too personal. Okay, yes. Can you please give me a short list of what you have planned so far? It would have gone as a failure or success? Yes. Huh? Okay. So daily you have a particular schedule or routine or something, and most of the time it goes as a failure. Okay, I really yes. Anything else? You might have planned for a family get together, or you might have planned for a friend's outing that would be a total flop, or mass bunk in a college that also might be a total flop. Okay, so you might have gone with so many things, but you might have failed in that. Okay, if this happens with personal activities, then probably you correct yourself. Probably you check, okay, this time I have planned this way, so next time let me correct myself. But what happens if this the same happens in business? So obviously, when we say business, we say we are actually talking about corporates. So when we say corporates, you should get yourself aware of this mindset that company is an artificial person. So you know this concept, right? So when we talk about corporates, it's not your money you're utilizing, it's whose money? The shareholders' money. So their money and you're planning. So I'm using the plan, I'm using the word planning. Okay, I'm not using strategy, I'm using the plan, I'm word planning. So it's your money and you plan to decide what should be done, what should be the future step of the company, how you can bring success. Obviously, the shareholders want profit, dividend, bonus, or whatever it is. So you plan in all such a way so that you bring the future in front of the shareholders. If there is a failure, what happens? It will be a total failure. Okay. Not too formal. Let me go for some few cases. Let me go for McDonald's. You like eating pizzas or samosa vada, chili paniyaram, pizza, fried chicken. So we have both lovers from this side and that side. Again, not so personal. you like eating pizza or other fried chicken category along with sauce? Ah, that's my taste. Okay. So we like this sauce, right? We buy fried chicken only because of eating with sauce. This McDonald's, again, they want to succeed in business. They want to bring their brand in India. So it's an international brand. They want to bring their brand in India. So they decided to have a particular taste in the sauce. Why you go for McD is why you buy French fries. So nowadays the samosa, the small samosa, big samosas, vada, what vada, different types of vadas. All if you buy those things, they'll see like, are you a patikar? Okay, this will happen. So what we have, whether you like it or not, you have to go for pizza, fried chicken, okay, along with sauce. So McDonald was planning. So this is the strategy what they use. Obviously, I'm using the term strategy here because actually they use the strategy planning. Okay, what they did was they prepared a sauce. Okay, they prepared a sauce so that it should match with India's taste. So, taste of India, it should be little spicy. Okay. So that taste. Actually, this strategy was a flop for them. Okay. It did not succeed. One more thing they decided, along with matching with India's taste, they want to go a bit organic like. So, this organic, like healthy and so on and so on. That also was a big flop. So, McD's strategy was a big flop. Okay, not too much in detail because if you really interested in checking up the sauce case, you do it alone. Okay, let me go for the second case. Uh, you like cars, bike lovers, car lovers here. Okay, let me go for a car case. Where this case is about Ford and Toyota. Okay, so Toyota it immediately reminds of Innova. So Innova, most of them are crazy to have a Innova car and so on. There are vehicles, automobiles equal to Innova also, but still we are Innova means that's a separate brand. Like, okay, actually, Ford is a giant in its own country, US. Toyota wants to expand its business. Okay, actually, expanding his business is a strategy. Okay, planning strategy. Expanding is a strategy. Innovating is a strategy. Probably I diversify my business is a strategy. If you talk about ITC, it has so many diversifications. What type of diversifications you know about ITC? It is in hotel industry, it is in FMCG, it's in real estate. So many things we have. So diversification is a strategy. You can list a many lot about it. Okay, so this Toyota is planning to expand its business in US where there is already a chain there, Ford. If you have a Ford car, then really your driving experience will be totally different. So if you haven't tried going in Ford car, please make a try when you get an opportunity. Or if you have a Ford car, please check and see. The Ford car will give a different driving experience. And now these two persons are like competitors. US is quite famous in sorry, Ford is quite famous in US. It's a giant like company. Now wants to establish his business in US, where before the entry itself, he can find his competitor in his eyes, immediate competitor. So what did you know? We think that strategy or planning is something doing, but what did not do it for any 2 years. 2 years it was totally silent. It did not do anything. That was a strategy. Okay. It did not do anything. Then it came out with a very big plan, the strategy, very big plan. What was that? US had a weakness. Okay. The weakness is the Ford company. Okay, I'm talking about the Ford US company. The weakness is the Ford car can run very comfortably for 1 lakh kilometers. The mileage, what you say for the Ford life of the car, it's 1 lakh kilometers only it can run. After that, it will give so much of problems. You have to take to the shed for repairing and other things. You get small problems. Okay, so this was a weakness, and Toyota wants to beat it. Again, if you are car lovers or if you know more about car automobile industry and all, you can definitely say that Innova will run for 5 lakh kilometers. If you go for a second-hand car, Innova, if they say 3 lakh kilometer, 4 lakh kilometer, the rate will be 60% and 70%. Okay, if you go for 6.5 lakh worth car, definitely it will be 5 lakh kilometer or less than 5 lakh kilometer it has gone. The total life. Okay. But here, the weakness of Ford is it can go only for 1 kilometer. So this was Toyota doing for 2 years. It kept very silent. It did not do anything. It was not analyzing his own company. It was analyzing Ford company's weakness. Actually, this strategy is what you call as sleeping strategy. It will not do anything. It will just have a look what his company is doing, what's the company's weakness, okay, what we can do. So this was one different case which I personally enjoyed. So if you find time, you can have a list on these cases. You can find on soft case, McDonald's, you can go for this case. And another one case which I enjoyed is this geo communication. So you know about this geo communication, Reliance Geo. And you know about this, why it is named as Geo? Okay. Check just check you are having a mirror in front of this word. Okay. It will look like Reliance is very strong in oil. Oil is just ulta the geo. This is how you get geo. Okay, if you have a mirror image, you will get geo. So this is how geo comes. Reliance communication. And you know about geo's entry in the market? How it entered. How it entered. Giving free SIM, not only free SIM, free data. Beginning days before Geo came to the market, for 1 month, we'll use 2 GB. Nowadays, for one day, we are using 2 GB and we have got totally addicted to that. So everything goes online only. Okay, this is the highest thing where Geo was not helping us or supporting us. It got caught in a different manner. The other telecommunication brands, Airtel, Accel, Vodafone, and other players. Any other player you can name? Huh? BSNL. Hmm. Actually, okay. All these were the other part of or players of telecommunication industry. They all got tensed up and they filed a case on Geo. You know why? How they can give free? So you're all accounts student, okay? You go for a small working cost price plus profit is what you call as the selling price. Okay. You don't keep profit. You do social service to the industry, to the people, to the market. By how? Giving free data, giving free swim, spoiling everybody. What about the cost price? Can it be zero? See, not at all possible, right? How can it be zero? If there should be some amount, so the selling price can never be zero. But this Geo was doing on free service. So the question was raised because it was affecting the competition. You just tell me, one Geo is providing complete free data, free service, and Airtel is charging so much. What do you do? We will not see competition act at all. We'll directly go for free. Okay, it's quite interesting. Okay, so this was affecting the competition. These players, Airtel, Accel, Vodafone, and who are the other players, everybody filed a case on Geo saying that how they can do or how they can provide free service. Geo gave an answer. Okay, Geo gave an answer. Actually, the case is not about Geo. The case is somebody else. I'll come a bit later. So Geo gave an answer. We are having so many business under Reliance Industries, right? We are doing this one, we are doing that one, has so many. And from that support, without cost price or without keeping profit, we are selling the product. But again, if you go for company's definition, when once a company is formed, it becomes a separate entity. If there is two companies, there are two separate entities. The separate balance sheet for this one. So everything is separate, everything is independent. Then how can you say there is no cost price at all? You cannot say there is no cost price. You can say no profit. That's different. But without having any cost price of small penny amount, how can you provide a free service? So you have to have some cost service. Okay. So as I was telling, it's not about Geo. It's not about Airtel. It's not about Accel. It's not about Vodafone or other place. It's about BSNL. What BSNL did you know? It did not do anything. You file the case. I'll do my work. Okay. I will not come for everything and all. I will not file a case. All these players only file a case. BSNL said, I will go in my own way, you go in your own way. And moreover, in that time, BSNL is privatized. See, it's Bharat Sankar Nigam Limited, but still it was one public company, then it got privatized. Okay, so the stake is not with government. The complete 50% of the stake is not with government. It's a privatized company. So still BSNL said, I'll not come in your home. I will just sit silently. This is what you call as silent strategy. Okay. So most of them think strategy means what? As of now, we are using this definition. Strategy means planning. Planning means to do something from three cases. We have learned not doing something is also a planning. Okay, so planning isn't you sit. Planning isn't you sleep. Planning isn't you do some wrong things and you get the success. No, you get the failure. Everything is strategy. What's the drawback here is if the planning is not done correctly, then strategy will totally become failure. In some cases, it's not just a failure; it totally goes away, totally washes away the company. The company will not succeed at all. So, and also you cannot say when you go for planning, you cannot say that it's completely about winning, right? Do you have any idea why McDonald's sauce was not a hit for him for McD's? Why it was not a hit for them? Okay, what you eat at home? Dosa, dosa, chapati. Okay. You go to hotel. What do you eat? What do you eat there? Apart from idli and dosa. Okay. I asked some students last batch or the before batch. What do you eat at the hotel? Ma'am, I eat dosa only, ma'am. At home also he eats dosa and going to hotel also he eats dosa. Okay. Apart from dosa and idli, the first choice what it goes. Probably go for fried rice. Okay, because these things we do not do at home. Okay, usually will not repeat. This dosa, idli, normal sambar sadam, normal thai sadam, curd rice, usually we do it. Bisibalabat, bagalabat, everything we do it. But what about fried rice? Usually, not in most of the houses. Once in a while we do it. So once you visit a hotel, along with your family or friends, what do you order? We'll go for fried rice. We'll go for gobi manchurian. We'll go for paneer tikka. Okay. Uh, Actually, I'm not giving the menu and all. I'm just giving the names. If you go for if you're not vegetarian, you'll have a particular list. Okay. But what about this McD sauce was the same drawback? We go to McDonald's for eating something tasty, not healthy. McDonald's plan was to give something tasty to their taste, to Indians' taste, to our taste. But the plan was a total failure because we were going inside McD to have a foreign taste, the international brands, what they provide there, but it was a total failure. It was a different case, which I really enjoyed. Probably if you go for that ad and all, you go for the Google search, you check the images, you check videos. Okay, you can find the images. We provide healthy dish. The advertisement was given in that way. Okay, actually we have so many cases. I'm not going in detail. My case study for this is about. I'm not going to reveal the company's name. Okay, so let us keep it as a puzzle. In case I'll give all the small hints and all. In case you got the company's mind, or I'm maybe talking about few persons. If you got that persons in your mind, don't tell it to me. Okay, you just keep it in your mind. Okay, because I gather some points because we need to know what is the background of the company. Then only it will be somewhat interesting. Okay, I would say my company is about dealing with one set of two-person, another one set of two-person, another one set of two persons. Okay, if you are a math student, don't add 2 plus 2 plus. So you're going to talk about 6 persons, ma'am? No. I'm talking about two persons in detail. Okay. So this first two-person are brothers. Okay, two brothers. Okay. Actually, for convenience sake, let me name the brother as one brother X and another brother Y. Okay. This is why I wonder. Max teacher should not handle SM paper. Okay, let the two variables be X and Y. So let me have the names as X brother and Y brother. Actually, they belong to a family where the family was totally nine in numbers, totally nine siblings, and this X was the eldest one first. After 2 years, this second brother born, and probably in his 18 years or so, I'm not very sure, he lost his father. Okay, he lost his father. Okay, these two persons, along with the nine persons. They lost their father. So this guy, this Mr. X, he has to go for following all these. See, we say in Hindu the karta, right? All the burdens, everything fall on the first child. And since he being the very first child, he has to take care of the full family. So totally now the family is along with him, totally eight siblings. So along with him, eight and his mother. So totally 10 in his family. So in that generation, around 15 kids, 20 kids. Okay. If you invite for a marriage function, a small village will be. So totally there are 10 in the family. He wants to manage his life. And this person, he was strong enough that he has a very strong promise in his mind that he should give proper education to his sibling along with himself. So he did his course in he belongs to Bombay, Pune. So he belongs to Maharashtra. So under the University of Bombay, he did some course, okay. He wants to give proper education to Mr. Y. Okay. So these two persons are these two brothers, X and Y. He wants to give proper education to Mr. Y. So he sent him to Cambridge University and he got his graduation and all. When he was there, he got his friend. Okay. Since I'm online, I'm not giving my personal views. It's all the things which I collected from the media only I'm presenting. Okay. So disclaimer. All from the media only I'm collected. I have no personal views. So even if you check the details, you'll get the same details. So he had his one friend. Now comes next set of two persons, Y, one of the brother of the family, and this friend. Okay. So why I gave this disclaimer is he is Hindu and he is Muslim and belonging to Pakistan. Okay. This was all happening before independence now. See, if we see, I am personally involving myself in taking Indian companies. Okay, why I take Indian companies? Let us study about our companies first. Like, instead of taking, so as I was saying, if I go with McDonald's case, I can talk many things about strategy and strategic management, but my interest is on Indian companies. I can talk about so many things about Toyota, but I don't want to. Okay, I want to focus on Indian companies only. That's why I have taken Indian companies. So when we talk about India, the problem comes here is before independence and after independence. So you need to know this independence history. So right? So what's the history? Independence history. So this comes here 1947, 1950. So you might be knowing why I'm taking these 2 years. Before 1947 is pre-independence. After is post-independence. Okay, so you know all these things. Why I took this timeline is actually these two brothers, they want to start a company. Actually, not the two brothers, this two persons, second duos. Who are the second duos? This wife and the friend. For friend, I name it as F. Okay. So during this 1945, this this Y and friend, they want to start a business. Okay. Along with X, they started a business. And they named the company as, they had a family name. Okay. So let me have the family name as XY. And this friend's name. So they started the business called as XY and F company. Soon after this business started, okay, what happened? We got independence, and this independence history. Pakistan is separated from India. They are being taken as a separate country, and we are separate country, etc., etc. So after 97 partition of India, what happened here is this F has to move away from this company, and this person F is a very great politician. He became the first FM finance minister. Okay, so hereafter there is nothing to talk about F. He moved off the company. Now the problem arises here. What? The company started and it is named as XY and F. Okay. Because F left away, now the company has to be renamed. Okay. Do you know how they renamed? XY and XY. What is XY? Family name. Family name and family name. Okay. Let me have this itself. Instead of going post independence, let me go for pre independence. They need to have some experience, right? See, suddenly you're a graduated person, post graduation. See, after all, see nowadays and all, it's after 30, after 35, you can do your business. But those days, If you're 20, obviously get married and everything overseas. Okay, so what happens here is before this, they started a company means they need to have some strong foundation. They need to have a strong base or some foundation. This person X, who's this X? Eldest person, eldest brother. He has experience in a company which is a very famous company. Definitely you might be knowing Tata Steels. Okay. Again, my case study is not on Tata. Okay. So he had a very great experience. He was working as a senior sales manager for almost like 20 plus years. He was working over there. So he has a very great experience. So this XY and F or XY and XY company was focusing on steel manufacturing. Okay. So after 1947, it is now XY and XY company, etc. 1951, there was uh, a sad moment where X passed away. So obviously, who has to take care is Y only has to take care of the business. So Y was taking care of the business. Then it goes on. Okay, that's a personal thing goes on. Okay, so many things happens later, and one particular incident was they were having so many partnerships. Okay, with many companies. Probably they were having partnership with an automobile company. They were having partnership with banks. Okay, they were having partnership with making tractors. Okay, they had so many companies like they have so many subsidiaries also. Okay, along with the subsidiaries, they have the flagship company which was named under the family name. Okay, you know what do you mean by flagship company? There may be many companies. Probably I go for ITC. So you're all aware of ITC company, Indian Tobacco Company. The name itself is with T, tobacco. There may be so many brands. We have, if you cook, you like chapatis, I hope. So if you eat chapatis, it's about ITC chapati, Ashirvad Atta. Okay, so everywhere we can find ITC. Okay, but still ITC's main company is about tobacco. So that's what I call as flagship. That's an important company where the major component is having tobacco. So likewise, here we have XY and XY, where the major happening is with steel. Okay. And they have committed for so many things. Probably the commitment was like, you have heard of this Paris Agreement. Okay. Instead of using this term Paris Agreement, probably I can use this term, what I can say, ah, carbon footprint. You might be knowing this term. That's about pollution, environment, etc., etc. Okay. So what do you mean by this carbon footprint? Emission of or polluting the nature, environment, etc. And you heard of this term, carbon neutral? We produce, for example, we produce like 10 points of carbon dioxide. Okay. And I also plant a few plants, okay, so that it grows and absorbs all these 10 points of carbon dioxide. Not only carbon dioxide, other emission of gases. What and all my manufacturing plant emits, all will be absorbed by the things what I do in my plant itself. Which means I plant the trees. Okay, I make it green. So I grow forest and etc. etc. Okay, so this way. So what I call as carbon neutral. The Paris Agreement was on carbon neutral by 2050. The whole world will be carbon neutral. If you find time, you can have a glance on this Paris Agreement. It's not much necessary for our study, but still you can have better knowledge. Okay. So by 2050, we'll be having a world carbon neutral. See, I produce 10 points. That is, I manufacture, I emit 10 points. I absorb 10 points, which means there will be zero emission. So carbon neutral is nothing but zero emission. Actually, you cannot talk about zero emission. How can I say talk about zero emission? So this company was involved in this, and they said they got committed, and they promised that by 2040 we'll go carbon neutral. So we are now in 2025. Paris Agreement says by 2050 we'll be world's carbon neutral. Okay, but they committed in another 15 years. Okay, this company XY and XY will become carbon neutral. This is also a strategy. Okay, and the first step they have done it. There is one plant in Maharashtra. The place is somewhat different for me. If you have heard of this place, a small hill station. Okay, see in Tamil Nadu, if you say about hill station, we say Ooty, Kodaikanal. The next hill station, Erkard. So like this, we have small hill stations, right? So there is one hill station called as Igatpuri. There is a plant they run over there. Okay, it's completely India's first carbon neutral plant. They emit the carbon dioxide and other gases, and all will be absorbed by the greenery is what they have found. It's again a strategy. Again, it's a plan only, but I'm using the term strategy because they are using that as strategy. And another one thing is about automobiles. They are involved very, very much. They are spending so much on R&D for e-vehicles. Okay. So you might be wondering which company I'm talking about. It's very simple. I'm talking about Mahindra. Okay. Actually, I tried my best not to reveal the name because when I say they have a partnership with bank, it's Kotak Mahindra. When I say when I was talking about Innova, actually I was controlling myself that I should not talk about Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, Thar, and what other vehicles? KUVs. Okay, so many vehicles we have. Then Mahindra and Mahindra Group. You know this XY and XY? That's Mahindra and Mahindra Group. Okay. Actually, I studied an article. I just came to listen to the video of Mahendra. I'm talking about Anand Mahendra. He's a hero of our story now because he's getting so many entrepreneur awards. The best entrepreneur, best company, top 5 companies, top 10 companies. We are getting so much. So Anand Mahendra is a hero of our company now. Okay. So no, no, no. He's not X. He's not come to the scene still. Okay. So I was talking about two persons, right? There's two persons, X and Y. No, Anand doesn't come here. Anand comes over here only. Anand Mahedra. So who's this two person X and Y? Okay, this two person X and Y is X is Jagadish Chandra Mahendra and Y is Kailash Chandra Mahendra. Yes. Okay, I had this picture. Okay, these are the two persons. JC Mahendra and Kailash Chandra Mahendra. He is the eldest brother of the family. Okay. So following him, there are other 8 siblings along with him. So totally 9 in his family. His father passed away. Along with this 9, he has to take care of his mom also. He was a person who did a course in Bombay and he wants to give education to, because of his family burden, he did a small course. He did not go outside. No, he did a small course. He completely took care of his family, and he wants to give education. That's why he sent his brother Kailash to Cambridge University. Okay, there he gathered so many knowledge, so much of knowledge, and I remember it's 1941 or 1945. Soon after he returned from his graduation and all, he got very big postings. Okay, this was all happening before 1947. And you might be aware, it's not just exactly 1947 we got. Because of that Independence Day, we say it's 1947 we got our independence. But this talk, how the partition has to be done, so on, so on, was happening some 3 or 4 years before itself. It's pre-independence period. If I go for the timeline, 1947, some 3 4 years before 1942 or 43, they started how we can give the independence, how we can split the that map, right? So Bangladesh we give the separate country status, or Pakistan we give separate status, and where this Jammu and Kashmir has to go to Pakistan or to India. So many things are happening, and soon after he returned, KC Chandra, that is Kailash Chandra returned. So many big postings were given also. Okay. So if you want to have a, not if you want to, I seriously request to go for a detailed analysis of JC and KC Chandra Mahendra. Okay. So this is one DO. Okay. The second DO, as I was telling, this KC Chandra, okay, when he met this person, Malik Ghulam Muhammad, okay, he is a Pakistani, he is a Muslim. Actually, I should not state that, okay, not religion based and all. Because of this 1947 Pakistan's and India separation, partition of India was happening, they both got separated. So if you read the articles and all, you see like the friendship was separated. Okay, so that was a beautiful story. And he moved away to Pakistan, and he was the first prime finance minister. And I think he was elected as the third governor general. Okay, he was a very good politician. And 1955 or something, he passed away. So his story ends. He's no longer associated with Mahindra. Okay, but the name what they gave for this company was this person, family name. You remember? This person was X, this person was Y, their family name was Mahendra. So this is Mahendra and This is Muhammad. So the name was Muhammad. There is Mahendra and Muhammad. Okay. Then this person goes off the scene. Okay. Now the family name becomes, there is the business name becomes Mahendra and Mahendra. Okay. Yeah. Mahindra and Mahindra's flagship company. Sorry, flagship company is Mahindra Groups. Okay. So probably if you go for what are the business Mahindra company does, the stock Mahindra Group. We have the aerospace, we have the logistics. One more. Okay, let us find the way. One more information I would like to share is if you talk about ITC, if you talk about Reliance and many more companies, they were involved in FMCG. Okay, this company's highlight is they're not involved in FMCG, but instead they're involved in FMCG logistics. That's a beautiful category. And I remember that under the FMCG logistics industry, Mahindra is only in the seventh place. So they're not occupying the top five. Okay. And one strategy that they were using is diversification. What do you mean by diversification is to reduce the risk, what we call as mitigating the risk. They do all different businesses. They're not involved in one single business. So they started with steel, as I said, because this person X, that Jagdish Chandra, so he had his experience as a senior sales manager in Tata Steels. Okay. So he has his knowledge in steel. And soon after they started in the year 1945, they incorporated as a company in 1945. Anand Mahendra was once discussing in his forum in a college. He was invited as a chief guest in a college VIP. He was saying in 1942 they started the company. There are no products to provide. There are no service to render, but still they want to give an advertisement. Winston Churchill was very much involved in our independence and this partition case and all. Okay, because we are under British's control, right, during that time. So Winston Churchill and many others were wondering how this India will grow. How this India will grow because they don't have this corporatization knowledge and all. That period only Mahindra and Mohammed started this company in 1945. Do you know what ad they give? Dream for India. Very nice, right? Dream for India. Okay, so we have some dream and you're going to achieve it. This actually helped them. Okay, and they were involved in steel industry. So somehow or the other, they want to expand their business. So I remember it's 1951 or something. Actually, it's all data only. 1951 or something. They got this export or they manufactured for this Willy Jeep. Willy Jeep. Okay, leave off this word Willy and all. This seems like very silly word, right? Jeep, Jeep. Actually, Jeep is not a automobile category. It's a vehicle's name. It's a brand name. Okay. They are providing steel for seats. And they want to make a similar brand, similar structure. You know that the Jeep variety, the wheel will be somewhat projected. It's for an off-road vehicle, etc. The same like they want to bring a brand in India, completely manufactured. That's only Thar. The person who goes in Thar will look like trendy. Okay. It's totally a different. So Thar you have many, many varieties, and also Scorpio you have so many varieties. Okay, so all this goes on. Okay, so they went for aerospace. Aerospace is the first private firm. Okay, we have private firms making aviation aircrafts and all, but Mahindra's aerospace is the first private firm. Okay, one more thing I could remember is this KC Chandra, the Kailash Chandra Mahindra. Actually, he's very closely associated with Bhopal gas leakage case. Bhopal gas leakage. So many got affected. And after this Bhopal gas tragedy only, we got this act and all, gas leakage related act and all. So he was involved in this case. He was one of the non-executive director and he got arrested also. So it's a controversy for him. Okay, he had all good days because soon after he returned after graduation from Cambridge University, he got big posting and all. But because of this Bhopal case, he was little disturbed, right? And just now only he passed away. Just now means not just now, just 2023 only he passed away. It was almost like 99 years old. Okay. And okay, let me go for the next category. This K.C. Chandra had three sons. Okay, okay. Actually, two sons, I think. Yeah, three sons. One, two, and three. This is Harish Chandra. This person, I did not get the photo. Suresh Chandra. And this is Keshav Chandra. Keshav Mahendra. This is Harish Mahendra, Keshav Mahendra, and Suresh Mahendra. Three sons they have. And Harish Mahendra's son only is Anand Mahendra. Okay. So who's this last two duos? Anand Mahendra and Keshav Mahendra. Okay, these are the two duos because almost they shared this Mahendra's life for 46 years together. And he is no more. Keshav is no more. Anand Mahendra, at the age of 70, he's so very active. Everybody are asking, what about your fitness? He's very so much active in social media. Recently, we got this news about India is now in fourth place. We have surpassed Japan in GDP. You might have heard of this news, right? So immediately, Anand Mahendra makes a post. So he's so much active in Anand in this case. And why this duo is working so beautifully means they had so many plans. After Anand Mahendra came inside the business, he brought so many diversification strategies inside. Okay, so many because especially he was working with real estates. See how many plans for real estates? Steel, if you make automobile, it's fine because steel connected with automobile. So in diversification have two types of diversification. One is concentric and one is conglomerate diversification. So you make steel, you are a manufacturer of steel, you make jeeps and all. So you provide the steels and you export the manufacturing and all. Okay. You make automobiles, okay, fine. And not only that, for defense and all, you say this utility vehicle for war, defense and all the exist. So you go for that one. Yes, that's fine because all related. Because your manufacturer is a byproduct line. Okay, so it's all related. You make tractor, okay. What about real estate? It's totally diversified business. This was Mahendra's expertise knowledge. Okay, actually, Mahendra was not so much interested in business. Actually, he wants to become a filmmaker. So he studied about filmography. Okay. And also he studied architecture. So he's not a businessman in the beginning. He was a filmmaker. He wants to become a filmmaker. He studied for filmography. He studied for architect, but no the go family business. Okay. As you are pushed to do CA and CMA, he was pushed to 1981. He returned India. He was made to join in Mahindra Groups. Okay. So he joined as a management trainee over there. Even though it's his own company, under the finance department's assistantship, he joined as a management trainee for almost 7 years or 8 years. I think 1987 or 89, I remember. Till this in between period, this range of some 6 or 7 years, he was working as a management trainee only. He was studying the business. After that, only he got elected as a deputy managing director. Then I remember it's 1991 or something, he became the main chairman and managing director for Mahindra, the current Mahindra. And now he is a CEO. It took so long period. But still, he did not forget this filmography and all. So that's why what he is doing is conducting this some art festival. You might have heard of this Blue Festival, Blues. Okay, you're not much around. I can just have a look. Blues and it is happening in Mumbai each and every year. He gives theater award. Okay, you might have got this PVR Cinemas got that award. So theater award is being provided under his category only, and he provides this what is in Lucknow they conduct some festival, this music festival and all, and they want to have a strong thought or strong awareness for women. So under the CSR activity, they are giving women empowerment by called as Nanhi Kali. Okay, Nanhi Kali, which means for the better rice. Okay, Kali means it's meant for goddess, women goddess, right? So in that name, this is under the CSR activity only. So this is being managed by KC Trust. You know KC, right? Kailash Chandra. Kailash Chandra. So they are funding together with Mahindra Group and they are running this one. This is meant, especially meant for underprivileged girls, providing education. So how they provide education is giving maths knowledge, science knowledge, the basic knowledge which you do. So all these things are happening. Okay, these are all big intros. And you won't believe I have finished like somewhat some 50% of SM. The bird's eye view, 50% of SM is done. This we are going to do in detail. See, I'm particularly discussing about Mahindra and Mahindra. But when you go for a general comprehensive way, we'll not talk about Mahindra, right? We'll talk about all other strategies. See, I was discussing diversification as strategy, expansion as strategy. Okay. This one, carbon neutral case. The sustainability as strategy, innovation as strategy, going for e-vehicles as strategy. Okay. And Anand Mahindra, as I was telling, he is the hero of the case. So we have to go for a detailed analysis of Anand Mahindra. Probably then and there we'll do it. And this person, Anand Mahindra, he was saying in an interview that I go only in Mahindra vehicle. Okay, I say in Singer Academy, we give good coaching. Okay, sometimes we make you sleep also. That's different. We give good coaching, but I will study CA in another academy. How do you feel? Okay. Obviously, I finished CMA and CS. So if I have to go for other option, I'll do CA in a very good academy. I'm running a hotel. I eat idli, dosa, breakfast, lunch in another hotel. How do you feel? There's a next day near hotel where everything will be so tastier. What about your hotel, ma'am? Mm. The same thing. If I'm not using my own vehicle, the beauty of this Mahindra's cars is indigenous, which means completely made in India, domestic cars. We are not exporting. Complete indigenous means the steel which we use is from India. Everything is from India, and all the spare parts from India. So this is the beauty of Mahindra vehicles. So Anand Mahindra was saying, if I'm not using my own car, own my car company's own car, then how can how can I ask you to buy my cars? Okay, so that was the highlight. Okay, so probably if you find time, you might have shared one laundry story. You can listen all this. Okay, it was really beautiful. And another one case where he became a real hero was again, I mean, online, not controversy. You heard of this news? You have to work 70 hours a week. Okay, with this Infosys chairman. You have to work 70 hours a week. IT company people sometimes have to work 70 hours a week. Uh, it goes on. 70 hours means per day, if we take 7 days a week. Actually, we should not take 7 days a week because Saturday, Sunday is an offer for IT people. Okay, if you take for per day, you have to work for 10 hours. What our labor law says is you cannot work for more than 9 hours. Okay, labor law is different because this is IT job, it's completely different. If you consider 5 days a week, then it's totally 10 hours plus, right? So there's a very big controversy, and Anand Mahindra said, oh, one question was asked to Anand Mahindra, what do you talk about this? You have to work 70 hours. He said, you work for 70 hours, you work for 90 hours, that doesn't matter. You focus on quality. So you might have got this caption, focus on quality, not quantity. That was a famous, he became a real hero for most of the IT guys. Everybody were praising. If you go for the comment section, everybody were praising. You're a real hero, sir. You're a real hero, sir. So focus on quality, not on quantity. It's not for number of hours you work. It's about how far you give the quality on your work. So whether you work for 70 hours, whether you work for 90 hours, why? You just work for 9 hours or 7 hours, that's more than enough. But you have to give quality. Okay. And his age is some 70 plus, I think. He just crossed 70. At this age is also he is driving bike. He's going for biking. He's going for good walk. He's maintaining good physique and all. So everybody are calling him as health guru. Okay, he's a good entrepreneur. He has got this entrepreneur award of the year. I think 2024 he got it. 2013 he got it. He brings new methods and all new methodologies he brings inside. So many things he does. And there is one particular YouTube channel of his called as Mahindra Rice. The caption for this is Rise Together. This is the caption, which means you grow, I'll also grow. We will also. Okay. So you can just have a. So his knowledge, when he was working for Tata Steel for some 15 or 20 years, that was helpful for the foundation of the business. So when you talk about Mahindra, it's meant for steel now. So when you mean for steel, it's for Jeep. Okay, Jeep is such a famous brand, right? Okay, and the tractors. the farm-related vehicles, agri-related vehicles, aerospace, and especially this carbon neutral case. So everything plays a big role with steel now. So very beautiful. But he was not much involved after incorporated a company. This person was only involved. That's why his family, next generation, was not talked about. The case next generation was talked about the respect to KC Mahindra, Kailash Mahindra. So our next Kailash Mahindra goes with Harish and Keshav, but obviously Harish also was not. He was just a director only. Keshav only was the managing director, chairman, and all. And he played a very big role. He was a committee for. He was working for RBI. He was working for ICICI Bank. He was working as a. You have heard of this Confederation of Indian industry. He was working. He was as a committee member. He was personally working for PM's Trade and Commerce Advisory Board during Honorable Prime Minister Manmohan's period. So he was so much involved, and this bond again, if you go for Anand Mahendra's profile, there'll be a caption mentioning uncle and nephew relationship. So he was uncle, right? Chittappa or Periyappa, I don't know which one. Who was eldest, I don't know. So this uncle and because they were working together, only this duo were working for 46 years together. And he just passed away in some 2023 past it. See, suddenly one person will not gain so much of knowledge. The knowledge is being looted by some other person and he's not there in the scene at all. He just made it as a corporate. That was on a big move. And another one I just came to read about this is it was first M&M. Okay, there's M&M Mohammed. Mahindra and Mohammed. Then Mohammed went off from the scene. Then it was Mahindra and Mahindra. Okay. What happened after Mahindra and Mahindra is whether did they lose anything because they were newly incorporated company. It's after independence, post independence. After 1950 only we are getting all these rules, regulations, and all. And you know this 1950 to 1991 was like so many restrictions there because government doesn't want to give all the liberty or all the freedom to the private players because they again don't want to leave the Britishers or the end of the country playing a role with us. So 1950, you might have heard of this concept, license Raj. Panchayat Raj, License Raj. Okay, you might have heard of this concept. So 1950 to 1991 was a very harsh period because completely government was controlling the private industries. Okay, then after 1991 only, this you might have heard of this concept, LPG, liberalization, privatization. After this only, India was growing in a very much fast pace. After 2000 only, we got a very blooming industry. Like, our economy was doing in such a way that, and Anand Mahindra was saying in an interview that we are in the fourth place, right? GDP now. Just surpassed some. 1 month before only we surpassed. Japan was in fourth and we were in fifth. We have surpassed Japan now. Okay, when he was in his business school, okay, when he was in Harvard, he was saying that surpassing Japan was a distant dream. Now we are surpassed. And he's one of the role in that because he's playing a very big role. Uh, Again, you might have heard of this one. Make in India, make for the world. You remember? Make in India, make for the world. Okay, you whatever you do, you make in India. Okay, you export from India. That's what make for the world. Okay, you make for the world, but you make here. We will give you land. We will give you the labors. We will give the what raw materials. Everything will give. Technology you take from your own technology. So we'll do it. And they have aerospace almost in Australia. There's so many units they have. It's not just because of Anand Mahindra. Okay. Why I took Anand Mahindra here is my case study is completely about Mahindra and Mahindra only. But there should be one backbone, right? Who's leading all this? So Anand Mahindra is the only living person now. So he becomes the hero of my case. That's it. Okay. So if you go for following Anand Mahindra and you're lively active in Instagram, LinkedIn, and all, okay, then you just go and follow him. You'll get so much of influence. He gives so much of importance to employees. Okay, I thought I can share this one also. Top six business strategies. It was an article written by Ujjain Patnani. If you find time later, you can do it. Just I'll go for the headings alone. See, one is customer centric approach. What the customer need, we'll give that. Okay. If you need this one, we'll try to match your taste. So most of the business has to match with the because customer is the king. So they have to match with the business only, else they cannot succeed. So this one strategy they are using, Anand Mahindra strategy. And one is global expansion. They are globally expanding their business. They are entering in new markets. They are going for new products. They are entering new services and diversification. It's not in one industry. We have so many industries. Sustainability we have. Okay. Sustainability is carbon neutral. See, I said carbon neutral by 2040. Sustainability. Then innovation, especially in electric vehicles and hybrids, they are investing heavily in R&D. If there is a industry or a player in the industry investing heavily in R&D means they are making some innovations. Okay, which one shows they are innovative? If you bring a new product, nobody has made this product similarly or before that. You are the first one to make. Then you say it's innovative. But till the product is born, you're working for the product, right? It's in the gestation period. You're making the product to work. It will take some 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, so on. So till that, how you will know that company is making innovative? Because they're investing in R&D. Okay, you have to do something, right? You're spending in R&D. Okay, some point of time you'll get something new. Some new babies will be born. Okay, and sixth one is a beautiful one: employee engagement. Actually, they are treating employee engagement. They give training programs, development programs, and all. This is what you call as HR strategy. Okay. See, we have product strategy, we have a service strategy, we have a HR strategy, we have marketing strategy. Okay. Anand Mahindra, not Anand Mahindra, Mahindra Group's marketing strategies. If they want to launch a vehicle, they will not bring the vehicle to the showroom. What they'll do is they'll post in the social media. They'll have different looks. We have taken photographs and all, selfies and all. How you take your photos? You just look upstairs, you look downwards, left side, right side. Okay. The same way, the car's photo, the vehicle, automobile's photo will be taken from the wheels direction, from the upward direction, from the long shot. All will be posted. They'll be gathering all the feedback, comments, the look, the classy look, everything and all. They will create a bogus like. Actually, it's not a negative term. Okay. We'll get tempted. Okay, this vehicle is of this much and all. We get more comments. Okay, so this is on. And this employee engagement, I was saying, working for 70 hours and 8 years. Oh, okay. I thought to discuss this one. This Satyam case. You know the Satyam scam, right? Okay, so they got bankrupt. We got this whistle-going concept from Satyam only. So they need to sell this business. Okay, who will buy this business? Infosys? They said no. You see, sometimes we believe if there is a shop, or just let me go follow theory. There is a place where there is a shop. Okay, one person keeps a petty shop. Okay, he runs for some 1 or 2 months. It becomes a flop in his business. He closes the shop and go away. One comes, starts a hotel business. It's a small hotel, like they sell idli, sambar, and all. He comes 1 or 2 months. He closes and go away. One comes, he starts a this tea shop and cigarette business and all. Doesn't run. That itself doesn't run means what to do. Okay, 1 or 2 months closes and go away. Then who will take take over this place? It's for rental only. You'll take over the place? What do you say? Rasi illa. Okay. The same thing happened with Satyam also, IT company. Infosys said no, it's a flop business. Business flop is what? The company is a flop company. We will not buy it. Okay. Mahindra bought the company. And you have heard of this Tech Mahindra? Such a famous company. Satyam's only is Tech Mahindra. It's a strategy. We think that, so you might have heard of this amalgamation in accounting terms, amalgamation, merger, demerger, so on. Okay, let me come for this one. As I was saying that they involved in so many partnership and all, right? There is one person called as Uday Kotak. Actually, you can do a separate case study on Uday Kotak and Kotak Mahindra company and all. Actually, this person, Uday Kotak, he started a non-banking financial institution. Okay, I don't remember which year and all. I don't remember the timeline. Okay, this is the concept. It was actually Kotak Finance Company, non-banking financial company. 50%, 50 or 56% was the stake held by Uday Kotak itself. So that's why the name Kotak. So we have, if I introduce a business means I name it as Yamuna Finance. Okay. I'll not keep your name, right? I'll keep my name only. Else I'll keep my daughter's name, my son's name, else my family's name. So the same way, Uday Kotak also, he started his own finance business. He kept as Kotak Finance. Okay. 50% or more he was because the main holding. Continuing was with Uday Kotak and only for 1 lakh, that was approximately 5% stake, was being held by Mahindra. Okay. Then what happened is they merged with this one because of this fight, because the reputation matters. Mahindra is a big company, it's a small company. The reputation matters. Okay, if Tata or Reliance comes and approaches to join with you, okay, so immediately what I say, yes, is TA. Okay, I add Tata in between. Okay, this will happen. Or in case Reliance comes, I'll tell. So you may be asking, ma'am, what is this Tata, ma'am? What is this Reliance, ma'am? Yes, you're studying in Tata Institute, you're studying in Reliance Institute. So it's a credit, right? A reputation because they are big companies, big chains. So the same thing happened. Kotak is a giant because it is involved in NBFC. Mahindra joins, it becomes Kotak Mahindra Finance. Then it's a very first company where RBI gave license for non-banking financial institution companies to transform. There is change to bank. That's the very first company. The credit goes to Kotak Mahindra. And now Mahindra family, Anand Mahindra holds only very less, not even 5%, less stake only. 26% is with Uday Kotak. Very less percentage of stake with Mahindra, Anand Mahindra, but still that Mahindra name is there because they don't want to lose the reputation. Kotak Mahindra Bank is quite a famous bank. They have so many branches. They are providing big, big services and all. Okay. You know about this bill discounting? You might have heard of negotiable instrument, bill discounting. Kotak Finance was highly, highly specialized in bill discounting. Then only transferred to a bank during the non-bank financial case. This was a different case. Actually, I enjoyed this. So probably next time I thought for the next batch I may discuss on Kotak. So that was a different case. And so I was discussing about aerospace. What else? Logistic, actually, I did not expect. I thought it will be in the top five position, but it is in the seventh position only. So who comes in this top five means FedEx. Okay, logistics only no. FedEx, Blue Dart comes here, the top five. Gatti, then two more. Okay, I don't remember. Sixth is something else, and seventh is only Mahindra Logistics. Okay, so you can just have a look of all this. Okay, now let me come for the content. What do you mean by strategy? I'll not take much of the time, okay? Because today is the first class, I'll not make you bored. So what do you mean by strategy? Okay, it's about planning. Okay, we started with saying instead of reminding this about a strategy, we keep it as planning itself. So it's about planning. You should plan in such a way that we are in a current environment. It is not static. It is changing. Okay. Today it will be different. Tomorrow it will be different. My planning is something which I plan and execute immediately. Actually, planning we have something short term and long term. But strategic planning or what you call a strategy is highly, highly associated with long term only. Okay. You cannot say I decide today and I do tomorrow. No, you cannot say. You decide today, you do it, you do it, you do it. When you will finish it? You will not finish it at all sometimes. Okay. Our reach may be somewhere high. You may be looking to checking for like I want to be as the top first in the list, but you may not be. And coming top one is not an easy case, right? You may be in top two, coming to top one and retaining in top one position is so very hard. But still, we believe that we had to be in top position. Okay, so that's about planning. Okay, so planning is long term. Second point, you plan so that the resource which you have. Okay, I should not, I should not, what, I should not go for getting a loan. Or I may be planning that I have an employee, set of employees, so I can rely on my employees and I can do my work. But later period, the employees may not be with you. So how are you going to provide the employees? As we were discussing with Mahendra's employees motivation, training, development programs. If you're not giving the training programs, if you're not developing their knowledge, or if you're not mobilizing the skill base, how are you going to improve? Okay, you say that you're better or good provider for steel and all. Steel is now available. Now available. What about tomorrow? If it is not available, So you have to check whether you have the resources, not only about raw material, resources not only about employee resources, something which can be available. It can be money, it can be raw material, it can be in any angle. So everything on resources. So you have to check what resources you have today, not only today, also for tomorrow. Then you mobilize, which means you use to that most. Because some may be scarce, some may be not available at all. Okay, so this is one case. There is one point. And one particular point is the environment, the nature of environment is dynamic. It's not static, it will be changing. I might have planned this one will be taking place in another 1 year. But when I step into that year, it will totally change. Then I have to plan from the beginning. No, that will not happen. So it's environment is completely dynamic. It's not static. Okay. Next is a very, very important one. You do or you plan something, or this is what you call a strategy to gain competitive advantage. Okay. Competitive. Obviously, do means don't do also. Involves don't do action also. BSNL. You all file a case. I'll go in my own. Yeah, Malik Tanivadi. Okay. Toyota on Ford did not do anything, but was highly checking on the other company. What was the weakness of the? I was not thinking about my strength and my weakness because I already know about my strength and weakness. You agree with me? I know who I am. I know what is my strength. I know what is my weakness. The problem is what is your weakness? I know your strength. You're the giant in US. You're automobile giant in US. But what's your weakness? Let me wait. So it was not waiting for 1 day or 2 day or 3 days or 3 months or 1 year. It was waiting for actually it's 2 months and 2 years and 4 months I think. 2 years plus it was waiting. Then it came with this 5 lakh kilometer engine. Okay, so that was a so gaining competitive. Actually, there's a controversial thought. Some say that strategy is not only for fighting in the competition; it's also for sustaining. Okay, so I may add this word also: sustain in the competition or sustain in the business. Okay, then you align this component I did not touch. You align with the vision, mission, goals, and objective of your business. So, what do you mean by vision, mission, goals, and objective? A small intro, okay? Because we have a wider knowledge of, we need to have a wider knowledge. We have a separate topic also. So, let me go for a small idea: vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Vision is something you want to be at this place. Okay, you fix your position. Definitely, this position should be in such a way that it is not possible to reach at all. Okay, so you plan. I'll get India topper in CA or CMA. Okay, it's possible. Okay, you might be there, but it's possible because there is one place fixed. Okay, there may be one person getting that first place, or two or three persons also getting that. It's not about. It's about competition. It's a business. It's not a normal environment. It's a business environment. You may be a topper in today's business, but tomorrow Anand Mahindra may be entrepreneur of the year for which year? 2024. What about 2025? What about 2000? Always to be an entrepreneur. See, that's something which you cannot achieve, but what you try, you take different steps, you take different actions so that you reach over them. Okay, I'm not advising, but I'm defining. Okay, so mission is something, the pathway, how you achieve the vision. So, vision statement, mission statement. Then goes with goals and objectives. It's like actually we'll not call this as strategy. We call this as planning. What we can do so that we can get this part. So giving employees a training program or showing more number of sales. If you go for automobile industry and all, no, they'll not talk about how many cars you sell. They talk about how many cars you manufacture. See, I was talking about this Igatpuri manufacturing plant, right? The name itself is Mahendra Igatpuri plant. It's in Maharashtra. It's in a small hill station. This is a place name. Okay, I thought this is some name, Puri, etc. Then I searched. Okay, Igatpuri is a small place in Maharashtra. So the plant name is Mahendra's Igatpuri plant. Uh, this plant's capacity is mentioned as in 1 month how many units they produce. They go for some 2 lakh or 3 lakh units they produce. Okay, I did not go for a complete one. It's about steel manufacturing only. Okay, so automobiles and other related these types of thing and all, they will not talk about sales. They'll talk about how much you produce. Okay. See, when we talk about the car's mileage and all, how much this engine's capacity is? 1 lakh kilometer for four, 5 lakh for. It will be running more than that also. That's different. But we have that number, right? So the same way, the planning is somewhat we go for next step. This becomes short term and long term. Actually, I think goal is short term and objective becomes long term. If I talk about next 3 months, I want to get 15% extra profit. Okay, that's about goal. Objective is how we are going to achieve that. Okay, that may be for fixed next year or within the 5 years. Okay. This vision and mission statement will be provided for all companies. Okay. Probably I don't want to go for Mahindra because I request you to do. So we'll go for small assignments and all. Vision statement, vision and mission statements for CA Institute. Every organization we have for profit, non-profit strategies for non-profit, profit. Everybody has that. Okay, I want to go for particular R institute. That's why I'm searching. You have, if you have your chapter material, can you please turn over to the last page and see? There will be something printed in your material. It should be actually. No, no, it's a wrapper side. The outside wrapper. Ah, over there somewhere it will be. It will like to be a global leader, etc. Can you find it? Somewhere it is. The CMA, right? Okay. Actually, they are giving a very general one. Okay, I'll go for this one. I think. See, I'm with the CMA website here. Can you please check? We'll go for CA also. See the vision statement and vision. Every company or every organization, whether it's a profit or non-profit organization, every organization will have vision and mission statement. So the Institute of Cost Accounts of India would be preferred source of resources and professions for the financial leadership of enterprises globally. I want to highlight that word globally. Okay. Definitely CAs will get Sanger. We are only the toppers. Okay. See, our vision statement, CMA's vision statement is preferred source of resource and professionals for the financial leadership of enterprises. This word globally is the highlight over there because vision is something where we keep it to achieve, but we strive to achieve it. It should be something very, very, very big. Okay. And mission statement, the cost and management accountant professions. See, what is mission? How we are going to achieve this vision? Okay. See, the cost and management accountant professions will ethically drive enterprises. Ethically, that word ethically, drive enterprises because we have globally in the mission statement, we have globally here also. Globally, by creating value to stakeholders in the socio-economic context. How? Pathway. How? Through competencies drawn from the integration of strategy, management, and accounting. Okay. We'll go for CA. We'll try. Actually, they have gone for. Actually, the vision statement will not be static on this. They'll be changing because we say globally. Sometimes earlier it was named as ICWA for CMEs. ICWA is cost and works accountant. Then they changed to ICMA, cost and management accountant. Earlier, the vision statement was what involved with the word works. Now it's management accounting, so they have changed the vision statement. So they can change many number of times, but you cannot change year after year because vision is something you're going to achieve, right? How can you change year after year? Okay, that's for a very lengthy period till the company exists. So we know that company exists, perpetual succession. So till the company exists, we'll be having. Ah, here, this is for ICA Vision 2030, four elements. Ah, oh, here, this box. Can you go for this box? Is it clear? At least you can read it, right? Words leading accounting body. See the word. Giving strength to the words. Okay, words leading. There they were mentioning globally. See, I'm not competing, okay? There they were mentioning globally. Here they're mentioning worlds. Worlds leading accounting body. a regulator, a developer of trusted and independent professions with world-class competitions, okay, competencies, capability in areas what? Accounting, assurance, taxation, finance, everything counts. See, how can one institute be an expertise in so much? But we try to do it. That's the vision. Okay, how to do it means that's about mission. Actually, I'm searching for vision also. Yeah, this is the mission. So all the CAs getting goosebumps. We are CAs. Okay. See, we will leverage ICAI. This is about actually the mission and vision statement should be few lines only. They have given so many. It should be of two lines. It should be like Tirukkural. Okay. It should be very short. Okay. But they're giving many lines and bullet points. See, ICAI will leverage technology. How we are going to become a first leading body. That's the vision statement, right? So we'll leverage technology and infrastructure and partner with the stakeholders. Okay. To create, I'm going only for the highlight. To create global professionals. Okay. Independent and transparent regulatory mechanism will be followed. Will be following highest ethical standards. Cutting edge research and development. What do you mean by cutting edge means? Will par with technology all over the world. That's what I call as cutting edge technology. State of art technology, cutting edge technology. We use these terms. Okay. Establish ICI members and firms as Indian multinational service providers. Indian multinational service providers. Okay, so it's all beautiful wordings. Why don't you try for vision and mission for Mahindra company? Okay, so what you're actually going to do here is you just check what are the strategies they are using. Okay, so if you go for checking strategy, you might be um, what I discuss is customer centric, innovation, sustainability, and all. You might go in somewhat in marketing or any other particular strategy you can discuss. And you can go in detail with respect to these two persons, Jagdish Chandra and Kailash Chandra. At least go for Wikipedia, Wiki it. Okay. So Jagdish Chandra, Kailash Chandra, Keshav Chandra, and Anand Mahendra. So Anand Mahendra will get all the details because all the latest news is on Anand Mahendra only. But these are these persons are no more now. So you can just Google them. Wikipedia you can try. And then you go for vision and mission statement. This will do. So I did this. Let me go for a fast glance. Strategy is nothing but planning. Hereafter, we'll not use the term planning. Okay, planning, thinking, nothing. So it's about strategy. So when we say strategy, you have to be reminded of all these points. Planning with the resource what is available to me and the environment, which is not static, is dynamic. I design or my strategy should be in such a way so that I get competitive advantage or I should be in the business. I sustain in my business and I'm aligned with vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Okay. One small discussion on environment alone. Okay. Probably I'm covering the whole introduction part. When we talk about environment, we can say micro environment and we can say macro environment. Okay. Micro environment is where I will be there. Okay. I means we are talking about Mahindra. So Mahindra and Mahindra is there. Who are the competitors for Mahindra? Industry will be there. Okay. Industry will be there. Okay. When we go for macro, government will be there. How we say it's micro and macro means if a policy is being brought, is that affecting me or affecting the whole industry? Okay. If I say you can work only 5 hours a week, okay, what happens? Which means I'm going to close my business next day. Actually, that's not happening. If I say I give importance for employees. I give importance for women. Okay. So that's a policy which I'm going to do it internally, which means what? That's only for my business. That means it's micro. It's going to affect only me. If the customers decide, okay, walking is healthy, so will not buy cars. Is it going to affect only Mahendra? No. For all the industry players, for all the automobile industry players, it's going to affect. Okay, that's one step ahead. What macro is? Government says we should not export. You manufacture. There is make in India concept, make for the world concept, but cars alone you should not export. Uh, I request to go for many news readings and all. Recently means some 3 months before, there was a drought like there there may be a state, we the people in India may not be getting rice. Okay. See, North Indians, wheat is sufficient for them. But what about South Indians is we need rice. Okay. If you have biryani, if you have dosa at hotel, okay, anything is fine. At night you need to have rasam sir. Okay. If you don't eat rasam sir, you will sleep. Okay. So this is the state. Okay. So you need to have rice. There was a case where in another 3 months or 4 months, okay, there may be a shortage of rice. So we the people may not be getting rice. So this is not about war situation at all. This is totally different. Where the quantity of rice harvested this year is very less. You know, the tea and the fruits, what is being produced here, so all the first quality is all exported. The tea leaves exported. The fruits, whether it's mango or pomegranate or any fruits, it's been exported. But only the second quality and third quality we get. So there was a policy brought by our government saying that you should not export rice, where you can export only basmati rice. You cannot eat basmati rice, rasam sadam with basmati rice. It will not taste good. Some 2 days back, I went to a hotel. They gave it's a non-vegetarian hotel. I don't want to mention the name at all. It's a vegetarian hotel. Sorry. I just ran with the scoop, that spoon. I got some long, long sticks like. Okay, I tasted. Then I came to know it's a basmati rice in the soup. I got this doubt whether they wanted to have this basmati rice in the soup or by mistakenly they have put it in. Okay, you have eaten this rasam sadam in a big bowl. You take small quantity of rice and pour the rasam. You can find the rice at the end of the bowl only. It was looking the same only. But I did not ask that person over there. Basmati rice you can export, but not normal rice. That raw rice, boiled rice, pacharisi, you cannot export that. But basmati rice you can export it. Okay, the reason is because at some point of time, some 2 or 3 months, we may not get the sufficient rice. And you believe that I remember it was only stock for 15 or 20 days. We can export basmati rice, other rice cannot be exported only for 15 or 20 days. We just think only for 15 or 20 days we do not export means we are getting rice for another 3 months. So how much is exported? Now tell me, this is affecting whom? Mahindra? No, Mahindra is not involved in rice harvesting or not. Whom is affecting? India Gate Company, ITC, it's affecting. If there is a policy on wheat, whom it's affecting? Mahindra is not affecting, not in FMCG. If it is on steel, steel is now becoming scarce. Whom it is affecting? Strongly affecting. Because Mahindra's main business is steel only. Okay. Uh, this Bangladesh crisis. Many companies, actually, India and Bangladesh have a very strong relationship because of textile industry. You just go for looking this Raymond's company. You put a map. Where are the Raymond's showroom or thing plants located? You will get so many showrooms in Bangladesh only. We can find some. See, compared to Bangladesh, India is a very big country in space, geographical area I'm talking about. So in India, if you find some dots very scattered, in Bangladesh, you can find so many dots. That's all locations I mean. So like some in this small space itself, I can easily locate 20 to 25 locations for Raymond's. So much famous for what textile, Bangladesh. Once the Bangladesh crisis came, everybody were worried, but Tamil Nadu was very happy because of Tirupur industry was going. Tirupur people, they got very happy because their banyan were sold, their inners were sold, their t-shirt. Now you can find in some YouTube channels there they go for online selling at all, pit shops. There is go for online selling at all. See, this country is weeping or crying or whatever it is. We are happy because Tirupur industry is a very big industry for textiles. So one decision making will not be affecting all. If it is affecting me, it's not only affecting me, it's affecting the other players in my industry also. If that goes, it causes my macro. So micro means it's me It's only because of me. Whatever the policy I design, it's only for me. Macro means it's not only for me. Even my players are affected. It's mainly played by government. Government. Okay, so that's all for today. Just have a glance and you please go for Mahendra, his interviews, videos. Definitely it's going to be interesting only. But when we go for the content, we'll not be discussing all these things in detail. If I go for marketing strategy, we'll be dealing only with marketing. If I go for HR, I'll be dealing only with HR. Okay, with all these points in your mind. Thank you.